kind of starts from the top, where I got to look at Wolfie and I got to talk about the amount of impact that he's supposed to have in the server, be it from a leading perspective or be it from an opping perspective. And when you've got Lux firing on all cylinders in terms of his calling and individual output, and Sadzin in terms of his individual output, you're being countered from every angle, and you can't let that slide. So need him to have a little bit more of an uptick. He'll get to start on the defense as well, so look out towards that AWP to come out early. But it's Legacy off to the races, and looking at this A bomb site, sometimes they love to just call these A plays off rip and see if they can just play the post plan, and look at how much utility that they're using to deploy. Right off spawn, 2 smokes into Donut, into A main, and they'll take control of this A bomb site with ease.
Yeah, once again, just, finding themselves some site control pretty easily. But now, I mean, even Bottom's taking a big amount of damage as well. And again, no kits, so these guys are fully equipped with armor. So now they're going to be relying on winning these duels. Minus, oh, okay, he's going to get up close and personal. Now things are looking good. Marsborne bouncing back very, very nicely. And now, despite the positioning, despite that Legacy, we're able to get a free site. Marsborne do a great job on the retake, and they make it look easy.
There wasn't really a world there where things could have still spiraled. There was a Molotov in A main trying to be deployed onto that bomb, but it misses the mark just slightly. And that's where it's just a safe haven to defuse even after that kill is found. So good work there from Marsborne. Not trying to waste time with that early mid lurk as well. Just dealing with the tempo pressure, really trying to push away the T's and feel a little bit more comfortable in that post plant with a lack of kit as well. So speeding up the tempo there was the name of the game, and they succeeded with flying colors. A buy is in here for Legacy, and they trade effectively in the middle. Lada's going to go charging through, trying to find another one, and the last few bullets on the burst connects. Wolfie's been spotted out. He'll be able to upgrade, but you'd think that this site should have been fallen, but Dumao has to find this player back temple, and he does. And this has to come up with a snap decision here from the Legacy side. They're going to go bounding back into B. It's heard by Wolfie, or by Grizz rather. And there is a fast lurk here from the cave player. They're going to plant, but they should be compounded shortly. Yeah, the plant will be denied, and it's all into Dumao in the clutch. They have triangulated his position, surely at this point. Nade will soften up one. Just 1 tick of damage, but at this point, Dumao should not be able to win this. There is no way. The bomb is down on the B bomb, so you can't go back to A. I mean, you can consider a save as well. I mean, it wasn't even a full investment, so it is a viable option. But he'll walk through now. Grizz back turned. Can't complete the kill. And Marsborne will continue to rack up another round here.
Yeah, tough one for Dumao. Yeah, and again, like you said, it's kind of like one of those situations where you have to make a decision like, hey, I'm going to go for this, or I want to just save this gun. And honestly, either or is fine. But, I mean, saving the gun might have been, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like, it's definitely a bit of a coin toss, but really good job from Marsborne. They handled the threat really, really well. It looked a little chaotic in the beginning. I was getting a little nervous for them, but, they were able to handle that resilience pretty good. So, now Legacy going to commit those Galeals in their hands. Good mid control obtained here from Marsborne, so Minus will be the player to lock things down. But a little bit more aggression from Legacy this round now. They're starting to put a little bit more utility on this. Trying to spread thin the CT side a little bit. Dumao with a really nice opener. It's going to cost him a lot of HP, but that's going to give him that 5-on-4, a little bit of a boost for the time being. Marsborne in a unique position to go for this fight. And Wolfie actually wins the engagement here with a P250 nonetheless. Looking for a little bit more. Things are getting a little bit out of control here. This is awkward.
Just trying to pick up the A1S there, but back to this A bomb site. Nissim trying to get out of main, and he can't do it. Didn't have a trade potential as well. And the good look for Legacy to start. They try to just bound their way out of middle, tossing in the same pistol utility with the A smokes off spawn. And Marsborne don't really bite. You still got a player in middle. You've still got a second player to deal with it as well. And eventually, They shut down any of those late A lurks. Legacy don't have anything to do in this one. They'll walk it back to this B bomb site where Chop is residing. But this 2v3 does not look good for them, especially considering Dumal's low HP. They're going to have to get a freebie here to really have a chance. With how passive Chop's playing, maybe you think that there's a road in, but there's the sound cue. Giving up. Chop's been spotted. Bomb's still not gone down. He'll get spammed, actually. So that's just round over. 4 seconds left, and Sides is just trying to hold on to this gun for as long as possible. They know where he's gone off to. Spam through. And Sides, last tick of the round will fall. And he'll have to suffer with $600 in his pocket.
Oh, man. Yeah, and I was thinking if he was going to be able to survive that and get away, that could have been really big for them, just, again, keeping that gun in their hands. But, good work from Marsborne, just clearing off the site, just allowing, getting the planter down, and then, again, just running the clock low. That's exactly what they needed. And a 3-0 start. I definitely was not sure what to expect out of this, just in the fact that, statistically, CTNT side, that it is pretty much actually dead even. I think it's about a 53.1% for both sides. But Marsborne are really putting up a big wall right now. They're doing a good job. They're showing a little bit of cracks in those walls, but at least they're able to, put a bit of a fight on this, and some good performances from Grizz. He's sitting at a 5-1, and Chop as well has really put himself up, and, again, you'd love to see it.
Yeah, definitely so. You're starting to get a little bit more of those wind conditions come alive, and Grizz off of that cave position is very potent. You can have a lot of say in terms of control, in terms of impact on the round, crunching into that lane position, crunching into middle if need be. And already 150 ADR to start is definitely nice to have. We'll get Wolfie, or I believe, who are we missing? Modem, Chop, Wolfie, minus. We're missing minus.
Yeah. Minus player. Ha! Just kidding. But he... Terrible pun. But, is there anything from your perspective, Paladin? We're seeing Marsborne doing, a great job handling a lot of aggression. Is there anything different you would want to see from them? They have, it looks like the AWP's going to come out now. Do you, is that going to be enough as a difference maker for this too, just to kind of keep themselves in an undefeated streak?
I think Legacy are kind of overcomplicating things right now. They're trying really hard to condition Marsborne. Marsborne are not biting. They're really sticking to their strong suits, and that is just comfortable crossfires across the map. And the way they're tethering across a couple of players looks pretty solid. I would still like to see a little bit more focus on mid control, especially considering these off-rip A-spawn smokes that they're throwing and they're not committing to. I think you can just really believe in a double, triple play in middle and try to put some pressure on Legacy. Try to neuter Dumal as long as possible, because he will find his impact on that side of the map, and you just want to make sure that he can't. And he's got to find different avenues, potentially trading into A or trading into B. So let's see what they'll do, Legacy. Finally, they'll take a full save in this situation. They've had a couple of opportunities with the economy and the couple of bomb plants that they've been able to rack up, but now's the time for Marsborne to get themselves a fourth.
Yeah, maybe a little, not so much overcomplicating in Nissim, though, just trying to clear all angles. Oh, man. He's almost able to find that Deeg, and Wolfie gets a second chance at life for this one. So he's going to be able to survive here with some damage hitting him. But you can see that Legacy have kind of split things off, right? They put a lot of reliance here for Nissim to kind of just, bite a little bit of these players at A, just kind of keep them there. Bomb's now going to make a full rotate through. And you can see Legacy, they're just kind of feeling the waters, right? They're just trying to get the temperature. What's a little bit more warm? What do they want to really go for a swim in? It kind of seems like the bomb's going to make its way up towards mid. They might even just try to crunch maybe, a little bit of a potentially even red room. If they go donut, surely they're going to be dead here, right? You got double players just locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, it's a little difficult, but strength in numbers is the name of the game here for the T side. Maybe they can find one if they can. A little bit of pressure added, but Minus shuts it down. Quick double for him, looking for a 3-piece in the round, and he absolutely will. Just Nissim left up in this one. Teagle in hand, looking for that one-shot headshot. He's got to die, too. 20 seconds left, and he'll get it done. Marsborne keep that clean sheet alive. They retain the AWP, keep 5 men alive as well. So that economy looks splendid. And finally, you get an actual purchase from Legacy. What does Lux want to call in this situation? I'm very curious, because now that you've got all the bells and whistles, you've got the mid utility that you can toss in, you can vie for control early. What is the idea? Early smokes in through middle. And yeah, here's that double play to fight in middle with a third player available in terms of an exchange if that comes in. They'll flash through the utility. They want to go charging in. Dumao goes down, but Lux is there to trade. But there's that impact that I'm talking about from Grizz. He can fight in from cave, crunch into that middle of the site, and looks splendid. But there are still openings. There is still that opening on that A bomb site, and they'll waltz all the way onto the bomb site.
Yeah, and right now, too, especially for Lotto, again, he's got the double flash here. 1 molly remaining here for Nissim, too, so they can time this well. I mean, they could even preserve that molly to land under the bomb, but again, it's all about if he can be able to survive this. Lotto, a labor kill. Grizz almost takes him out, but he's looking for more, and Lotto again finds the double kill. Wolfie, unfortunately, not with the wolf back, cannot seem to really find himself any moment to get the attack done. And now Chop just picking up some consolation prizes, needs to be able to keep this op in his hands, but he's just got a player close on by. He spots Sodson, and he just misses it. And Legacy back on the board, picks up an op, and everybody going to be able to survive those 2 players. So not a bad round from Legacy, but man, oh man, Marsborne, they made it interesting.
Yeah, I think in that situation, the mid control there just not strong enough to hold on. I mean, the trade is solid, and Grizz does great work there, but then that's where Legacy really quickly realized they've got 3 players crunching in, max 1 player on that A bomb site. They go bounding in, catch a player, back turned on Donut, and that's the double-edged sword of mid control with 3 players. They've got to neuter themselves a little bit here, Marsborne, slow the pace down, but Grizz still unrelenting in the front of cave. Minus, meanwhile, does shut down that threat in middle. Spams through Donut. That's really key. Dumao has not had that sort of liftoff that we had on Anubis so far, and it's giving Marsborne a second lease on life.
Oh man, I was going to say, that's some sick tagging, but the fact that he can just tag and bag and gets it done. Man, Grizz is just having a field day with this game so far, like 8-2. And that's what we talked about, right? We put the player to watch as being Dumao from Legacy, but Grizz was somebody that you and I have really like pumped his tires a lot, just saying, look, like when this guy can frag, and he can be a difference maker, and he's already putting himself in another kill. So this is looking good here for Marsborne, being able to find their 5th. And Legacy, they've seemed to be a little bit halted here. They're getting a little bit humble now, but oh man, okay. A little bit interesting, but nonetheless, Marsborne still on top.
I got a little cheeky.
Yeah, sick.
But all good. It looks like he was just low on ammunition, so he had to go for that tap. But damage is good. We've still eroded this economy, but Legacy can't really purchase in. They've got max loss at this point, but yeah, take attack. Discuss things out, because this lead is quickly widening against them. I don't feel like they have completely a handle on the situation. I don't think they have got a real clear game plan. They're really hoping that this mid control would go favorably for them, but Dumao is just not finding anything, and the counters are there. They've really not really tested that lane side of the map. I'd like them to at least test the waters there. Maybe try to fight for the front jag control from both sides. I mean, if you've got a save, you might as well try to go for a faster B play as well. A lot of options still open here for Lux, and he's really just trying to hope that these A splits or the mid control can kind of bail him out.
Yeah, and the fact that, again, we just see, like, this mid-control, you can see Wolfie in red, and then it's also just Minus that's kind of by himself, right? I mean, I've been always getting a little bit nervous, but it's working out well, and look at how fast they just put themselves in map control. Chop's already pushed down all the way on long B. They've been able to just get themselves some really good real estate. That smoke and B door is definitely going to help. And now Legacy gonna have to reconfigure the game plan. Chop. Oh, there's that trigger discipline. That's what we're talking about. This could just be mayhem, or this could be a disaster. But oh, that MP9 of death indeed puts himself on the double and a USP to capitalize the triple. And Chop has just been on the chop and block. And Legacy on the receiving end of this, not able to find a duel in their favor at all. Doing some damage. But this round is over. There is no chance in the world, unless Nissim can hit some nasty one-taps with this Galil. This should be Marsborne in the bag, and indeed it will, with a 6-1 Paladin. They are just taking this map away.
Yeah, it's such unfortunate timing there for Legacy. They decide to finally go through lane, try to crunch in through mid, but unbeknownst to them, Chop decides to get a little bit more aggressive, bounding down through the lane, walking through his own smoke, catches 3 players with backs turned, and capitalizes upon it. I mean, great work from these anchors all throughout. I mean, Grizz having impact from Cave, Chop doing work on B. I mean, MOTM and Minus also shutting down this mid play. It's looking wonderful here for Marsborne, and Legacy right now. I've got to find what that plan B is, and I mean, maybe plan B is just more plan A. They'll go bounding through their own mid smoke, and they'll find one, but Grizz again holding down lane and finding so much impact into middle as well. They'll go boosting through. Is Grizz aware? Yes, but they don't actually capitalize on his aggression. And so Legacy in the 4v4 just seem a little dazed and confused. They've got to re-clear a lot of this map out. And luckily for them, lane is open for business.
Yeah, Dumo's had a bit of a slow game, right? I mean, I don't think we've really actually been able to talk about that. We've really been praising a lot for Grizz and what he's been able to do on this, and as well as Chop. But, you know, the kitty player to watch was Dumo, and unfortunately he's, it looks like he kind of put all that gas in the first one, and it seems like he's running on a little bit of fumes for this, but so plenty of action to see, only round 8, and now the execute from Legacy, going to get thrown. Smoke's going to block off elbow. Now the Molly's going to get thrown. And Marsborne are going to allow this. They're going to just play the full retake setup on this, waiting for the spamming if they can. Lux just barely surviving. He should be able to get this plant down unless they have the utility, but they don't. So now Legacy get the bomb down. Triple players here just behind Pyramid, and this is where they have to be able to find the perfect timing, the utility. A Molly available with a flash or a Modem. But they might even just go for the gunfights. That's exactly what they might just do. And Legacy now, they got the open hand of Sods in. He's posted on long, needs to be able to find this shot. And now the guns are going in favor for Legacy one by one. Marsborne need to be able to find something, and now it's turned around on its head because Nissim on the clutch, and he's on the 1-on-2, and the diffuser's already coming through. Oh, it's a ninja! And Marsborne, once again, they ain't done with this at all. A Glock for consolation, but it doesn't even matter. The round is already over.
I mean, you've got what you wanted if you're Legacy. You're getting the post plane. You're getting a chance to kind of stretch the legs of these individuals and showcase that little, the little flair that these Brazilians have, and they don't get it. They don't get it at the end of the day. Sadin up and posted for a couple, but I mean, Chop is just continuing to do some great work. They're still doing so much in terms of the impact from Grizz's perspective as well. And all of a sudden, Legacy are running out of answers, and they're running out of rounds. Dumao has tried so many times to get out of this mid-smoke, and he has died nearly every single time. This time, Legacy will simplify it. They'll try to charge in a B, but this time Grizz, he realizes, I don't have to fight lane anymore. I can fight in B. Sadzin will have one last-ditch effort, and he'll fall. It's all up to Nissim, that A player, straggling behind. And he'll take some more chip damage, 66 HP to his name. 3 members to find on the other side. And just, I don't know, man. Just nothing to really speak of in this one. It just feels like Lux has hit a wall.
Yeah. They really have. It's just like this was not at all what I was expecting. Like I said, I was wanting Marsborne to be able to bring a lot more heat into this one, and they really have. I mean, this is a map where I talked about it, right? 4 rounds or 4 maps, 4 losses on this map. Wow, that is hard to comprehend apparently for me, but I mean, this is where Legacy, they just have not been able to find any sort of success, but Marsborne have just been running away with this. But I love to see it because, I mean, we saw Anubis, they were starting to get things picked up a little bit, but it kind of felt a little bit too late. Now they've really just used that map, the best of one on the first one there to warm up, and look at how much better they're playing. And this is exactly what we were talking about with a team like this. Haven't been able to call a timeout. Legacy now are on their second. So look, I mean, these guys are starting to shake a little bit. I think they're realizing they're going to get fully humbled here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think they feel any kind of pressure per se. It's more so just not being on the same page. I mean, and eventually Dumao's got to stop. Like, he just got to stop going out of that mid smoke. They've tried, I think, 3 or 4 of their buy rounds that they've had. They're starting on man disadvantages because they're just not able to trade out mid. And if Marsborne are able to solve that, all of a sudden, I mean, Legacy just run out of options. You know, your A extremity players have gotten a couple of kills. Your B lurks are non-existent. I mean, you're not taking lane control bar a few rounds. So there just aren't any fallback options when you put all the eggs in the Dumao basket. And yes, it can bail you out on certain occasions, but if it can't, you've got to find a way to adapt, and Lux has just not found that gear just yet. I mean, they're going to try it again, man. They're going to try to get out through middle. Dumao takes a hell of a lot of damage, but the spray goes awry for minus, and now Dumao can kind of find his footing here. Grizz is there to shut down any little bit of mid-presence, but it's this A play that has been kind to Legacy. Wolfie cuts one down. And he still got himself the man advantage, but now into the 3v3, things get a little dicey. Lotto goes aggressive in the temple. And now it's a 1v2 for Grizz. And absolutely Herculean bounce back here from Grizz. 16 and 6, 2 kills deep. Needs another 2 to close this one out. And he's completely repositioned. Legacy think that this donut position is so clear and ready, but now they've figured it out. Dumao has picked it up, and now Grizz, this one gets a little bit more dicey. Headshot required on both targets, and the crossfire is there. High-low setup, and Legacy scrounged together a second round.
Yeah, that was a little bit strange, right? I mean, Marsborne did a good job, again, just putting up some good fights, but, you know, Wolfie was able to get the op with the connection, but it was such a weird peak because I think it was just about the timing, right? Like, Lotta was able to go into Temple, finding that double kill like that. I mean, it just felt like they weren't ready. Like, I think Wolfie had a molly in his hand, or he had some kind of utility in his hand, so they were never expecting that kind of aggression, but that's exactly what Legacy needed to do. So they capitalized on the moment, they seized the moment, and they got it. They finally get a round back on the board. It's been such a long time since they've been able to do that. And now Marsborne going to be switching up their composition a little bit. They're playing full aggression mid on this. Grizz with that P2K, man. I don't know what it is with him. He always seems to find a quick kill with it, and then it's over. But, you know, quick and dusted round. Legacy cleaned up very nicely. 1 casualty, not much to be worried about. But now we're going into the last round of this half, and the op's going to be out for Wolfie. And Grizz just kind of waiting to see what he's going to be able to pick up on this. The M4A1. And that means Chop's going to be on the FAMAS, so all right.
I mean, 4 rounds, this game is not over by a long shot, and that all comes off the back of 1 miss spray in middle. If they're able to get 1 or 2 kills in that previous gun round, maybe it's on, but look at this ring around the rosy between both of these players, and Dumao comes the better. He's hella pissed at this point. Lux got himself 1. Nade seems good. Pushes away Wolfie, and he gets just destroyed on that AK from Nissim. Grizz will find 1 more, but man, disadvantage. This feels a little bit more difficult to piece together for Marsborne. Maybe, just maybe, that 4th round's around the corner. An absolute standstill, though. Smoke in the middle of the bomb site, no matter. Nissim and Lotto will shut it down. 4 rounds pieced together from Legacy, and they've got a little bit more to say in this first half. We'll see you after the break.
pack my suitcase.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Second half here for the second best of one here in Marsborne. Have put themselves in a really, really good lead. With an 8-4, Legacy were able to get themselves scraped through in the last remaining rounds. But Paladin, is that going to be enough for Legacy to maybe find themselves a bounce back for a 2-0 tonight?
It's going to be tough. It comes down to this pistol right here. Another opportunity for Legacy to climb back into this best of one. Bounding into this A bomb site are Legacy, or Marsborne rather, into the dual Berettas of Dumao. And this is where he can do his best work. Look at that quad kill for Dumao. And he's done his job and then some. He's been quiet all map, but now he has a chance to scream.
Yeah, I mean, he really did have himself a bit of a quiet one in the beginning, right? I mean, in the beginning of or the ending point of the first half, he was sitting at a 6-10. Now with the quad kill, sitting at a 10-11, and this is where we're going to be curious if Legacy can bring themselves a little bit more back into the fighting form that we know they can do. But Marsborne do have the rounds in their favor. This might not be the round indeed. I mean, we haven't seen a Glock round in forever, but I mean, for them, at least they have a little bit of padding they can work with. But now the pressure's all on Legacy, and that's what we talked about. Again, they've only had 2 losses officially on this map in such a long time, whereas Marsborne are looking to bounce back here from the deficit of what they became.
I definitely got all the roots now. And now it's Dumao's turn to watch the smoke and potentially punish some players. Look at this, Glock finding a head, but not a kill for Sadzin. However, he'll rack up some SMG cash, so things look good here for Legacy to cut this lead down to 2. And they'll make some money while doing it. There goes Lotto. It's just Modem now. Any kills would be nice, and he does find one, so looks pretty good there, but all the rifles will be retained. And now is the real kind of resilience necessary from Marsborne. Yes, you've gotten the lead. You've put in the long, hard yards on that CT side. But now you've got to shut it down. You've got to shut down the possibility of Legacy just taking this away from under your nose.
Yeah, this is an important round. I mean, to say the least, right? I mean, Marsborne have shown us a really good CT side, but now they really got to flex the biceps a little bit here on the T side to show what they can do with it. A little bit more of a split approach on this, and it actually does look like Minus has put himself through this elbow smoke, so he's actually been able to get through the gap. Just blocked off here. Dumao just on the other side of this. Is he going to be able to find this? And he does. He betters them. And wins that engagement, and now putting them in a nice 5-on-4. Lotto actually not going to go for the spam. He's going to play this a little bit more conservative. Grizz getting hungry for it, and there he is able to find another kill. This is exactly what we wanted to see from Marsborne, being able to just capitalize these duels, taking barely any damage into this. Only 62 now remaining here for Minus. And you can see Legacy, they're trying everything for the rotates. Bomb's going to go down to this A site. This has got to be a save, Paladin. There is no way we should be seeing Lux or Sodzin going for this unless they can find some duels quickly, but it just, no. They got to run for the hills now.
Yeah, they're not hanging around at all. I mean, that is a beautiful round there from Marsborne. Flipping the script, you switch halves. Minus is still up to his antics as middle, still shutting down Dumao. Grizz still having impact off of the lane. And then they just walk all the way through that A bomb site. Even if Grizz doesn't find one kill, even if Minus doesn't find his, that round was done with. There was nobody to respond to the A pressure. There was going to be a backstab and a half through the donut, and Wolfie really pieces one together there. Pulls the wool over the Legacy eyes. And now they get that round that I was hoping for. That round to showcase that, hey, we're not letting this happen for free. We're not letting you just kick the door down and take this game away from us. There's still a purchase available with 2 guns saved. But Marsborne showcasing a little bit of tomfoolery. A little bit of deception.
Lots of deception. Loss, though, from Nissim. I've been liking the FAMAS a lot more. Oh god, Dumao. Dumao. Oh, that's so sick. Oh, yes indeed, it's going to be a 2K. Why not? Finds it right through the smoke. Gets himself, drops his gun. I think he was hoping there was a gun nearby, but a little awkward. It's fine. No T players close on by, and now Modem and Wolfie back at T spawn and taking it slow, and they're like, well, what do we do now, Paladin? What are our options? What do we have to work with? I mean, they got some utility, but again, and the bomb's on their back, which is a good thing, but they're going to need a bit of a silver lining here. They need an opening of some kind.
I think it's just go back to spawn and sing Kumbaya, because that's probably your best bet. This one is an open and shut case in a lot of senses. But they'll still reclaim lane control. See if they can find a straggling CT, but no one's home. They'll continue to crawl through the cave. All these CTs playing very far back, allowing space to be taken. But there's always a trade available for the defense. Smoke in for the short side, smoke in for the long side as well. Plant should be available. And the spams don't connect from the defense, so a chance at this. Double nades into default, and they want to go bounding through, but they'll hold for just a little bit longer, and that's what they needed. They needed that spam kill, and now they can just swarm. They can put all the pressure on Modem, and he'll go down after one. So look at this, man. Dumao now getting a little bit more antsy and putting that effort and that fire into the lane side of things, completely disassembling that B setup and finding impact elsewhere, not trying to force himself down that mid throat.
Yeah, he's really starting to pick things up really nicely, like you said, and really important. And now Marsborne realizing, look, we got to call our first tactical and just kind of reconvening the game plan, figuring what they need to do. But Legacy are looking like they're kind of waking up a lot better right now. Marsborne, though, you know, despite that position of a 2-on-4, I mean, they got the bomb down, which was good, and a little bit of trades back and forth, but it was just, unfortunately for Modem, it's just the positioning was a little bit off. He really relied on his teammate to stay alive, just for him to be able to prevail in the position he was in. But a good timeout for them, just again, figure things out. They got the guns out, ready to go. They've been able to get the bomb down, which has been impressive. It's really just been, they've been losing players kind of in the post plants, which has really been the demise, but no ops here. This will be a little bit more interesting as well.
Yeah, they've run out of money now at this point. It's going to be a little dicey. But I guess more importantly, are doing it without the AWP. They're just trying to stay mobile in these gunfights and trying to stay active in terms of punishment. But this time it's Marsborne's turn to up the tempo. They'll take cave control straight away and really push off these CTs on the B end. But Dumao still found himself mid-control despite the mid-utility. And now Lux has reclaimed lane. So things go from bad to worse for Marsborne, and they can't find Dumao. Dumao is just playing, dodging and weaving through that box. And now all that good work, all that map control from Marsborne just disintegrates right before them.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate too, and a flawless round from Legacy. So Marsborne being really active and just running all over the map, but unfortunately they just couldn't bring any, you know, firepower in this round. I mean, it was just, they were just completely missing in there. So Legacy, the fact they're able to take it out, 5 duels for no deaths is a good thing to know. 1 round of a differential, and let's not forget, Paladin, I mean, this was an 8-4 in favor for Marsborne. So they've been able to only find 1 round this entire second half. And Legacy are now slowly have been able to climb themselves back in this game. Marsborne now looking like they're just going to hightail it, and B, just hope that they might be able to get the timing of this. Some damage inflicted, but this should be a done and dusted round, and things are getting cleaned up nicely. Bomb's not going to have a chance in the world for a plant. And there we go. Tie game within a matter of moments. Well. A 9-9.
All tied square. This is what you like to see. Fight from both teams. And now you've got all the win cons kind of firing now for both Legacy and Marsborne. Lotto trying to get involved in the fight. Spams look good. And we'll be able to survive the onslaught. Marsborne now, it's their turn to get scared, right? I mean, they're taking so much time to really be methodical and slow the pace of these rounds down, considering how much aggression has come from the CTs. But now Legacy pull back. They've gotten themselves a 5v4, and they don't give Marsborne an inch.
Yeah, this is, again, a nice duel, and Wolfie already going down is not going to be good. It's problematic, and Lotto able to find himself one more two. Good trade back from bottom, though, and Sodson just wide open peak. Puts the off to work, makes a good connection now. Two remaining players of Marsborne, Chop and Minus. They've got themselves a decent game, a decent, best of one so far today, but now they really have to kick things up, and a Minus pulls out the nade of the worst time in the world, unfortunately for him. And there we go. A lead is now going to be obtained. Legacy, a long way to get there, but they're going to be able to find double digits.
Yeah, they've just come screaming back into the front now. And you got to give credit to Lotto shutting down the lane. You got to give credit to Dumao with his resurgence in middle. And you've got to give credit to Sodson and Lux there on that B bomb site. A lot of great work being done here from Legacy on this defense. Really slowing down the Marsborne approach and really switching up their setups, switching up the pacing in terms of their aggression as well. And it's just thrown Marsborne for a loop. They can't keep up with this. I'm going to try their hand at lane pressure again, but I've got to do it with pistols. Molotov to stop any heaven aggression, and maybe they can find some cave pressure, but again, nothing being given. Another just complete slowdown from Legacy. And Marsborne will say, screw it. We're just going to Hail Mary into this B bomb site. We're going to try to break down this triangle of doom. And they find one side of the triangle, but there's still two more. And Legacy will pounce right back, continue their winning ways, inch ever closer to that 2-0 sweep.
Well, a big round here for Marsborne, and again, Wolfie's going to be back out with the op. Sodson's really been able to turn this game around too, right? I mean, a 15-9 score. Like, just looking at the KD ratio from all these guys, like even Lux, like I think he was 3-12, like in the first half. Like, he was just so absent. Like, these guys had nothing going for them. Marsborne were just annihilating them, and now look at what they're able to do. They just go for big swings like that. Minus just gets overwhelmed. He's never expecting, why is this player just going to swing me like that? And now they've been able to find double kills, get themselves in a bigger advantage here for the map point. And now Marsborne once again in a deficit that have to bring things through. Oh, and Lotto gets spotted. Oh man, surely not. I was going to say surely not, but Marsborne thankfully are able to find themselves some good kills. But it's a 3-on-2 Legacy. Posted up Sodson, ready to go. Smoke is going to block his vision. Oh, is he going to get the timing of this?
Beautiful.
Oh, that is so filthy. So filthy. You love to see it. And now Legacy right on the end of finishing this thing off.
I mean, just great intuition, just beautiful flight path there from Sodson. I mean, taking that initial engagement, instantaneously knows that he's going to re-swing from short. And as soon as you see that smoke, sometimes your brain just tells you, okay, let's slow down a bit. But he already was in that flow state of tossing out that nade. And just nothing that Marsborne can do. Yes, they cut down a couple of players on that B bomb site. Yes, they find their necessary entry, but now you can just feel the momentum and the confidence, the firepower on the other end, and you cannot keep up with what Marsborne, or sorry, rather what Legacy is being thrown at Marsborne. And this T side has been completely stifled at all avenues. They're sitting behind smokes. Lotto has now decided to take matters into his own hands, taking lane control as well. And it just looks ugly. It looks ugly for Marsborne, and they're going to have to dig deep here. 3 rounds necessary to push us into extra innings. And frankly, lads, I don't know if they have it.
Yeah, it's just not really seemed like it, right? I mean, the T side really has just been problematic for them in Lotto.
There's a chance.
Oh, God. How does he get away with that one, too? I mean, the fact, yes, he takes a lot of damage, but this is the thing. Marsborne just, unfortunately, just does not seem like they have any sort of comfort. They don't even clear it, and oh man! Schwab thankfully can save the day. With 8 HP to spare, now they're really just on the grind. They have to be able to, like you said, they need 3 rounds to push this thing into an overtime to keep themselves in this game. And right now, Legacy getting active, and Sod's posted up on long, waiting things out, and that's going to be the bomb carry of Wolfie, so Wolfie has to be so careful on this. Duma already coming in from short, might be able to find this timing, but Modem still looking for more. The flash going to get thrown nicely placed from him, so they're going to be able to find themselves another opener, but there it is, done and dusted within a blink of an eye, and a 13-9 and a 13-8 on the previous means that Legacy, they're going to be able to get themselves a 2-0 for the night.
Yeah, and you know, I just think back to that one whiff spray from Minus in middle that gave the eco